I can have fun with Squidward yawning and these lazy googly eyes and me falling half asleep.
Sorry about that, guys. We got the mic back in. All right, start all over again. Yes.
Really? I'm Squiddy Balls?
So I'm the chef, owner of the Gundam Kitchen, and we're coming live. We got the mic back in. All right, start. And we're coming live from the Gundam Kitchen. So sorry for the echo right there. But yeah, coming live from the Gundam Kitchen. I'm the chef, and we got Squiddy Paws over here.
I need my cursor here. Squiddy Paws in the place to be. Welcome everybody. Good to see y'all.
All right, sorry about those technical difficulties. So, Death to Gunpla. You guys voted last time to see that Zudah meet its demise, and it didn't get saved on eBay. So, we will show you the video of its demise.
Death indeed.
Pretty funny stuff. So, if you're new to this is how it works. First of all, if you've been around, you're a fan of the store, share this. Put this on some of those groups and stuff like that. Get this out there, because I think we're the only people out here doing something crazy like this.
Yeah, I think we mentioned it while we had bad audio, but Death to Gunpla is good or bad. It's hilarious. I'm loving this idea. It's becoming a lot of fun.
So the idea and the evolution of the idea is basically we build a kit, we customize it, we do some of it live, give you guys tips on what we're doing and explain how we do it. We like to have fun. We're not doing like super hardcore GBWC entries. We're trying to, come at the everyday man, helping you with like tips from beginners to, some seasoned people. Because, if somebody's not better, then you can still learn from them. So at any rate, trying to help you guys out there, give us your suggestions on, things you need to learn about or whatever. But the idea is we build them, customize them, put sweat and tears into them, and then you get the chance to vote how it gets destroyed. Your vote is $1. And what your dollar goes towards is the combined votes equal up to the amount that the reserve will start for the bidding on eBay. There will be a minimum, so it's usually going to be the price of the kit. So for the Zudah, it would have been like $20, I think it was. And we added an extra little thing. So once you get your death votes in, so if it comes up to like $25, then the reserve is now $25 for the Zudah when it goes on eBay. Zudah goes on eBay. They have 3 days to bid on it. If it doesn't get bought in 3 days, it gets destroyed. As long as as long as you guys voted higher than the price of the kit, it gets destroyed. If you guys didn't vote higher than the kit and it doesn't get bought, it goes to purgatory, and we take it to the next level. We keep getting crazy. We do dioramas and stuff for it. Just push it and pushing it. And then maybe just live on the Hall of Fame, and somebody comes by the store can buy it if they want to.
In the Hall of Oh, really?
The Wall of Fame.
So you can buy that celebrity kit one day. That's all right. That's not. I think that could be fun. I mean, I'd like to see them all die.
Oh, I thought you were the other way before.
I was, but the death to the Gunplas are so much more fun.
Yeah. So and we might need your ideas in the future on like ways we can ideas on how to blow stuff up. And the first week we did the new one, we had the idea of running over with the Saturn. And
No, the window, the whole.
What do you want?
Top window, top right. Slide it all the way. The other way. Because I couldn't read.
Oh, you should have that on yours.
Oh, is that right? Okay, then take yours back. Don't let
Sorry
me
about
speed
that.
this all up. Sorry, I ain't shit.
All right.
I
So I see
Paul.
a couple of people are on there. You'll never see Paul, but you got Squiddy Paws in the corner.
Squiggy Balls is the illest.
Is that Alicia? What's up, Alicia?
Unbelievable. I always forget. Alicia's my sister from another mister. I'll tell you what.
All right, so let's start looking at some of these pictures, what we did for the Zudah. So hopefully you guys go back, check I did 2 videos on the Zudah. I did the initial build with the, what was it, paint? What did we do on the first video?
We did the new, man. We did the new.
Nothing. I'm talking about the Zudah videos though, because it was two parts.
Zudah was first. We did some camo paint.
Right, and then I showed the how to cut down your decals in another video.
And then the seam lining as well.
And the seam lining we did, right. So we did seam lining, and we showed you that paint. So then to blow this thing up, Paul
what?
Yeah, so it got voted to get blown up by a large explosive.
But why? That didn't make any sense. Why would they do that? Why would we do that?
So the let's check this out. This is what we packed into that poor little Zudah. What kind of explosive was that?
That was a mortar. That was that
was a 1-inch mortar.
I think it was a 1 full inch of mortar going deep inside the Zudah.
Why is that? All right, here we go. So that's the mortar we put in it, and we had to hollow the whole back of that Zudah out just to fit that thing in there. And so we pretty much tried it. So the mortar didn't come that color. We painted it so it actually looked like that thruster bell, and then we added the thruster to it.
So good.
So this way it actually looked like the Zudah's. But except the little thruster was so tiny compared to the bell. But that's what was inside the Zudah when we blew it up.
Things like half the size of the Zudah.
You guys ready for the drum roll?
Did you actually put a drum roll in there?
No, I didn't go that fancy. All right.
Okay. Look at that thing. Such a nice build, though. It worked out. Like painting the explosive device. I mean, the explosive device.
Hold on a second there.
Oh, gosh.
Catching up here. Why is that not showing yet? All right, here we go.
Flick.
The light off. And gone. That thing was out of here.
Oh man, that is crazy.
So there's a little slow motion of that back flying away. Another angle. Look at that thing.
Oh.
And now wait for it.
Ouch.
Ouch.
Yeah. No matter how many times. It's still so. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh.
So, as you can see.
Have you been injured in an accident?
Gunpla attorneys at law.
That's right.
So, as you can see, I took one for the team. Caught a firework right in the neck.
Oh, man.
Watch that again. That's just hilarious.
I don't think you could not watch it again. So I know it's a 10-second video, but I'm pretty sure if you watch it a million times, you can get to the mojo number. I'm thinking it's all good. Oh.
So yeah, it was a 2-part explosion. So you saw the body blow off first, and then that one kind of caught me by surprise.
Took it in the ear. Yeah, took a hot one in the ear. Right in the neck hole. Oh, God. And, just play the loop. Play the loop. Run that. And the 2 people on him, it's Zach and the lead, and I'm good. I love it.
So as you can see, when it blew up, the arms just popped off to the sides. And what's funny is we were able to find almost every part of that Zudah.
Oh, dude, total CSI'd that thing. And, yeah, so the next time we build one, I've got so many firecrackers left. It's so insane. We didn't even get into, that was 1 mortar. We totally could. I wonder what happens when we do 3 mortars. Our rat might not have a head.
So, I don't know where his head went, but pretty much, as you can see,
Price was worth
The Zudah actually did really well.
Gunpla for real. They've been
Yeah,
good.
I mean, the funny thing is the only place where it had a break that wasn't in the where the parts went together was right along here.
Thin plastic cement ain't no joke.
Yeah, so the plastic cement actually seamed a lot, but I mean, popped out where the seam line was there.
It came out so good.
But you can see we hauled the crap out of that to fit that big ass thing in there. But yeah, arms just flew off to the side, and the whole torso blew backwards in a way.
And then the whole chest skidded like down the like. There you go. That's the piece of the chest flying. Oh,
Sorry,
coming
guys, I
at
see that.
you. Oh my god.
So yeah, that's the Zudah, still in most pieces. Pretty amazing. So I mean, obviously we had to hollow a hell of a lot of it out, but
It worked though. I mean, I couldn't believe how good. It took the mortar. It fit so well. I mean, the build is amazing. Like, even the fact that we were painting the thruster bell the same color as the thing on the box. Like, I'm just happy to say that there was a lot of fun had during the build, paint, and if that thing would have blown up into 12 million pieces, I think every bit of it would have been 100% worth it. Like, it was just good.
you know what's funny? It has like no chip paint either.
Yeah, no. So turns out that what did you use? The Tamaya with the lacquer?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Yes.
So Mr. Tamaya.
No, that was mostly
Mecca.
yeah, it was
Oh.
Mecha. Yeah, it was two
Oh.
Mecha colors. Yeah.
Oh well, that Vallejo Mecca color line is tough, man. It is meant for a
And I
Lincoln.
think I used Steinol Res for the primer.
Pretty
So yeah,
cool.
and it was funny. It has real battle damage now because it has like burnt marks all on the sides there.
Oh yeah, it's totally it totally got put back together. Hey, they aren't kidding. So put it back together, which means, well, newsflash, it definitely will make the Hall of Fame, the Wall of Fame. But
Yeah, I think the idea was to have a parts bin, but this one's all in part.
yeah, hey,
So this one actually survived.
who's Streamlabs stepping in? Look at Streamlabs stepping on Zach. Zach, we're gonna need to ask you to keep your messages a little shorter. That's so funny.
I'll take that off next time, Zach.
That's so good.
Jump on you.
Zach is never going to be able to speak again because all he knows how to do is speak in long sentences. I love you, Zach. I miss you.
All right.
Where are you?
So now
Alberto would like us to mortar number 2 that thing.
it was another bigger explosion in there. Maybe one day, maybe it'll get a second chance again. Blowing the beat.
So listen, I strongly urge that you guys vote and put in your death wishes. And again, I don't know. Irad works really hard. Other people are working really hard to make these kits for this program here. But the fact of the matter is your death votes matter. Death votes count.
Yep.
Because we had slow death as an option, which would have, well, should I tell them what the slow death could have been? A roll of firecrackers just going. And I don't know if you guys have ever seen the roll of firecrackers. Those things are beasts. They're long. How much battle damage could have? We could have chipped that paint.
Yeah, maybe.
So yeah, I'm just pay attention to the deaths matter. Death votes matter.
So this one's going to be the new project. We'll get to that. It's going to be a two-parter. So today I'm just going to kind of give you guys an intro to what we're doing. Basically, we're taking one of these funky amphibious Zeon suits. In particular, the Zogok here from Unicorn. And then we're going to do one of my favorite things. We're going to kitbash this with something really odd.
Wait a minute. You're gonna kill this.
Yeah.
I mean, vote to kill this.
They will get a
Vote
chance. So
to
next
kill
video,
this.
we'll get to vote to kill this. This was going to have a pretty high reserve because it's 2 whole kits together.
I want to vote to kill. I mean,
you're a bastard.
This is work. I'm impressed with the kit. I love it, but you're gonna put it in the universe. Kill this kit.
Yeah. So, kind of do one of my favorite things is to take 2 different genres and just smash them together. I like to do fun shit. So, people get super serious with their kits. I like to have some fun. So basically, this is a kit I made a couple years ago a ball and a He-Man put together, and that's what you get. You get the ball man.
Ball man.
So this is a really fun one. It was we had a competition, the balls out competition in the store where you build your best ball. Didn't actually enter it, but I did make one myself. So this is a fun kind of stuff I like to do on the side. It's just smash genres together. So when I saw that Zogok, I was like, what can I do with Zogok? And what I can do with the Zogok, slam it together with Brolly, which you can't even see because this damn box is too big. There you go. There's Brolly. Big ass Brolly with the ugly skirt. Didn't like it. Don't like those tights. So we're going to hook him up. So the idea is Krang from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I hope you guys are old enough to remember that. But basically he was some alien brain.
Yeah, he was a brain.
Yep. A brain that was piloting some massive wrestling-looking dude, walking around destroying stuff. And he's like a giant, I guess.
But he's like a pinheady, like little, like it's sort of funny. He just had no like, the head game was tiny, like Beetlejuice.
That's the Krang. Now, this is not an easy kit bash because, of course, nothing fits together because it's, not that easy.
A toy.
Right. So here's our Zudah legs. Here's our Brolly legs. I already did some pre-shading to them, obviously. So I'm going to put flesh tone over that, but I like to always go with a pink. This might even be showing up on the camera as pink. But I like to put a pink down because we're all pink under our upper coat of skin. And then I put the brown into the recesses to give it a lot of shadow. And then, basically, so far what I've done is I figured out a way to mount the arm. I'm going to have to putty back here to make it all one nice piece. Krang had a whole lot Zogok had a whole bunch of stuff going on here. So I had to gut his whole interior part, cut down all these blades because they actually push down into the interior. And then I fit a Krang, which I made out of putty. I'm not sure if I love this version, but going with it for right now because I got to put some primer on to see how it really looks. But basically, so far, that's what I've got.
Yeah.
That little Krang there, not so small actually, goes inside and we'll be piling the Zogok from the chest. And
it's like a little booger guy.
Yep. So I still wanted to keep the waist from the Zogok because I thought it'd be weird to have him with all his abs from Brolly. So what I'm gonna have to do is.
What are you doing with the abs from Brolly? Because I might try to. I might try to like craft them onto me, so I can have more than one ab. Going for a 7-pack, the 6 that Brolly got plus the one that I have.
So Brolly had a huge waist peg. That thing was like a half an inch.
And apparently the biggest pair of granny panties I've ever seen in my life.
And of course, nothing ever goes together easy when you're trying to kit bash, and the Zogok had a very small one. So basically, Zogok didn't really have any waist movement anyway. So I used a couple pieces of styrene to seal off the bottom here. And I had to seal off all around here because this wasn't a very flat surface. So this has been sealed off with styrene. Pretty easy cut technique. Basically, I just took the piece. Let me see if I can pull this off again. What I did was just take the piece and I just laid it over the piece of styrene and traced it out with a pencil, and then came back and cut it out, and then just shaped it to the glued it on and then shaped it. Since I had to stack pieces of styrene to get this gap filled here, I used crazy glue because if you use cement, it really won't dry if they're stacked right on top of each other because not enough air or whatever makes the reaction happens going on. So you want to use CA or whatever kind of crazy glues you like. And they dry really quick, which is nice too. And then I was able to put a little bit of putty in there because it wasn't perfectly even and sand it pretty good right now. So I'm pretty happy with that. Another mod I had to do was I wanted to have a little bit more of the Zogok coming down. That piece is moved in now. All right. So I cut the back of his waist area, I guess, his granny panties off, and I just removed that.
So the Zogok wears granny panties too?
Whatever he is.
I think the Zogok's a thong guy. There's so much stuff wrong about that, come to think about it.
So that is where we are with this, and it's moving along. Just want to give you guys an update so that when we come back, you see where we're at. So, airbrushing. One of the great uses of airbrush is your pre-shade. Obviously, everybody pretty much knows that by now. You get those great pre-shade effects. This probably looks super heavy from this point right now, but since I'm used to Tamiya for my flesh color and has really good coverage, this will be very subtle. A lot like the He-Man. The He-Man actually had pre-shading, and you probably can't even tell looking on camera. It's very subtle. So I might thin my Tamiya a little bit to so I don't have that super heavy pre-shade. I'm sorry, so I get a little bit of pre-shade through. Another thing I did on this one is that I did do the seam sealing a little bit. I didn't go crazy because I kind of wanted to look like a toy. I wanted to look like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle toy. So it really looks like a hybrid. But this time, instead of using the thick like we did last time, I tried the thin technique. So I push the parts together and then apply the thin to the outside. And it works okay. But as you can see, it's not perfect. Maybe you can't see, but it's not perfect. But that's okay because it kind of has that toy look right now, which is kind of good. I don't want to look totally not like a toy.
No, and I think you did a good job with the He-Man, so I'm feeling really, really confident that it's going to come out great, and then when we light it on fire or blow it up or put it in somebody suggested microwave that shit, and I love that idea.
Krang just melting away.
I'm melting! Oh no, I'm melting!
Somebody's going to find a cheap-ass microwave.
Oh shit. The plot thickens.
Or like a toaster oven, that'd be a good one too.
Yeah. Oh, that's a Berlin Mark special right there.
Yeah, toaster oven for cheap.
$12. All
right.
Put it in a sandwich. Maybe like a little melt, Krang melt.
Yep, he's gonna be a pilot. He's gonna be a Gundam pilot, actually, a MS pilot, Molson pilot.
Jeez, but no, I love the idea of the kitbash. I think it's such a good one. I love the amount of work going into it. I think it's a genius idea. Actually, it's a shame to see it die, but death comes to us. Death is certain, life is not. To borrow a quote from every T-shirt.
So one of the hard things about kit bashes is you got to decide like how much of the articulation do you want to keep. So I usually try to go for everything. You know, sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. But especially when you have like glue whole sections in, it's going to be hard for this. Hopefully, right now it's pretty sturdy, but and after I put the putty in there, it should be good. But you'll never be able to pull it open again.
I was going to say, are you going green stuff on that, or you're going to go...
For this, I like... So, yeah, that's a good question. So for the Krang, I made this out of Tamiya's epoxy, which is just like green stuff or Milliput. But every brand kind of has its own feel and texture. So Tamiya's is really soft as your hand warms it up. So your body heat starts warming this stuff up and it gets really soft. So when you're trying to build something and you have to hold it, and it's actually a sculpture of some sort, this thing just started melting almost in my hand. It was really annoying.
Really?
So I think in that case, green stuff would have been the preferred medium because green stuff stays hard. You really have to work green stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But when it comes to doing something like this, where I'm just building it onto another piece of plastic, and I want to get it really smooth and lined up, it works perfect because now it's soft enough where I can actually smooth it down while it's still in its working phase, and it was 90% done, and then all I have to do is just sand a little bit after that.
Right, so when you're going for finer details, the epoxy's probably a little better, but for the big strokes...
Yeah, fine details, or when you're adding, like if you wanted to make it like, if you're adding onto parts, I think it works really well, especially if you can hold the part that you're adding it onto. Works great. But if you're sculpting, I mean, everybody likes different mediums. Maybe some people it works great for them when they sculpt, but I think I like something a little more firm that's not melting in my hands. So, and the same thing, like I used to do polymer clay back in the day, like in the early 2000s. some brands were really soft, some brands were firm. So it's how you like to work. Some people like the soft ones, some people like the firm ones. I don't know.
I don't know. I think I prefer a firm one.
No, that's what she said. All right. So now, speaking of this Zeon suit, got one of those funky Zeon suits. And what I love about Zeon is they always go for functionality and craziness. There's no limits on those designs. So Paul and I were just like looking through some of those Zeon designs, and we're like, what the F are they doing?
Oh man, they gotta answer some questions here for sure.
So I mean, what is this Elephant Man looking thing going on here?
Got a bag of bones dancing with Michael Jackson, Elephant Man.
It is weird.
What are you doing?
I mean, I get that they're amphibious, but I've never seen that snorkel up. So why is it needed?
Right. So wait, and I know, right. So we know they're amphibious. The only time I can remember seeing that is on land in Unicorn shooting at like a building. Like it was, yeah. I'm just saying. I don't know.
And there's your boy Chicken Little.
Chicken Big is more like it, dude. That thing's enormous. That's Chicken Little.
Yeah.
They need to do something with this. They need to do
sausage
something.
fingers, like, what is going on with those fingers?
Right.
That thing's like way overpowered. That's like 5 beam weapons.
Right?
Zeon barely hits me, and this thing looks like a damn alien.
And then
And then the
these
egg.
things are scrolling fast. The great Easter egg of all time. What the fuck?
And
What's
a
a
crab.
Pac-Man go?
Crabs. Yeah, Pac-Man strapped to a rocket.
Yeah, like chicken legs.
Yeah. He got stockings on too. Got purple stockings on.
What? Yeah, this is weird, dude. It's I'm pretty sure Zeon, they're just like messing with the dope over there.
Yeah, I think they had some mushrooms while they were designing. Maybe the air's a little thin in those colonies.
No doubt. I kind of like I like the chicken, the full chicken guy and the elephant guy. So, give me the Jago. Give that thing, the creature-y, buggy looking dude.
Yeah. It looks like it should come out the water though. Then it makes sense visually.
It looks like
out
a
of a swamp.
stingray, right? I'll buy it, right? But
this egg.
Egg is gotta go.
Everybody should make those for Easter.
In fact, for Easter, come to the Gundam Kitchen. We're having an egg building competition.
That's a good idea.
Turn your bag, turn your Zogok, or it's not a Zogok.
It's a Gok.
It's a Gok.
Yeah, Gok. That's actually, and they're cheap too. That'd be a fun competition. Easter egg competition.
Okay.
There you go.
It's
done.
It was just born by Squidward. Squiggy balls.
So yeah, funky designs.
I don't know. So the snorkels are interesting. The mono eyes are there. No one's going to tell me mono eyes are the wave of the future. I'm done with this.
What I love is like the weirder they are, the more powerful they are though. Like Zeon was very late to get beam weaponry. Some of these things are like 5 beam weapons, huge beam weapons. I don't understand how the uglier ones have the best stuff. I think the elephant one has 4 on his chest and then 3 on his hands. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's no joke, man. That is.
And then this guy has 2 on his chest. The egg.
Right.
Crazy.
So they just bust. They're just coming through. That's what they do. I guess that they're learning. They're evolving. Everything in the next 6 years, everything will be a Zaku.
Right.
But until we get to Zaku,
it's like maybe they just let the amphibious people just have their way. Like,
why does it have teeth? Why does the Pac-Man have teeth? I don't get that.
I think the amphibious division was like the reject builders. And it's set up.
They're like, you guys don't really need it. It look like a giant chicken. You know, it'd be really cool if it looked like an elephant. You know, it'd be neat if it looked like a Pac-Man with teeth. What? What's a Pac-Man? Totally different universe? I don't know.
Oh man. But, yep, that's Zeon for you.
Prison tats. Yeah, why does it have teeth? I don't get it. It's killing me.
Oh man. All right, guys. It's been fun, and we will come back in probably about a week. Actually, let's see. So this weekend,
I think you need more time. Don't take a week. Take 2 weeks, and I'll tell you why. Because I want you to put some time into this thing. Because I want to watch you cry. When
I mean, I gotta get a full paint job, obviously. So that's the other challenge about this build, is that once you start doing something like this, you have to decide when you're gonna start gluing stuff together. Because at this point, I've already glued one arm on, so that means I gotta mask everything from this point on, which is gonna be kind of annoying.
Yeah, you get used to it though.
Yeah, but so yeah, I mean, I'll probably like saran wrap around the arm, paint the body.
Saran wrap? Holy shit!
Aluminum foil, saran wrap.
What a genius idea! Holy shit!
Yeah.
Instead of all that tape.
Yeah, why are you wasting all that tape? Just tape to the very edge and then saran wrap.
Genius! I'm telling you, every time I tune in, I learn something new.
Yep.
That's ridiculous. Saran wrap. Who would have thunk it?
So yeah, so full paint job. He'll get the Zogok body's got to get painted, and then obviously it's Brolly. So you can see how boring the flesh color is there. So we got to bring that to the same kind of pre-shading as here.
Listen, Zach, I'm just saying, if Zaccarello comes through, I'm talking about cockfights. Chicken Walker joint is getting in a cockfight. We're gonna smash. So
yeah, this weekend it's J1 in Atlantic City. So if you're local, meet us down at J1 Saturday and Sunday at Showboat. So yeah, I think they did better than last year because I think they were somewhere else last year. For some reason, I think they were going negative. Maybe it was Showboat, but they're on this main strip now. So come on down, have some fun in AC, hang out with the J1 crew and us. We'll be there. And then the week after that, I go up to Connecticut with my winner from our East Coast build off with the other stores, and we will go up there and try to beat the pants off of the competition. Hopefully, come back with a victory with a belt. And what else is going on? I guess then we're into the holidays.
Thanksgiving, and
right?
then
Thanksgiving, and then Christmas.
Thanksgiving, then potluck.
Yeah. So yeah, moving quick.
Thanksgiving, then Black Friday.
Yeah, Black Friday. I don't know if we're gonna do a potluck in November. November's a busy one. So yeah. Yeah, that's right, Black Friday. Yeah.
The con sheriff for that was arrested last year during the con, which means that the con was probably bombed.
Oh, the con sheriff? Oh, that sounds great.
Right, if the con sheriff gets arrested, that's a party. That means he's making sure you're having a good time.
Yeah, I did. I didn't do last year, but I did 2 or 3 years in a row in Philly, they were cool. But yeah, so it'll be interesting. I'm sure with AC and all the drinking going on, it'll be very interesting. Hopefully they'll let them drink at the convention. That'd be fun.
Well, I mean, it is a casino, and
yeah.
They are adults, right?
The one they had in Philly, the last one they had drinking there. So yeah, and I know they have I think they're doing cosplay prom Friday night, so that must be interesting. Unfortunately, I won't be there for that one.
That might be a reason to go. all those crazy, bloody, half vampire goth.
Getting dates with everybody from My Hero Academia.
I'll finally get my chance with Todoroki.
Right. So, what else is going on? Oh, so Mini Z is back in the store if you're into racing some super small cars around a very technical track. More coming with that. Keep an eye out because I'm going to build like a hobby grade track. It's going to be pretty banging. So definitely look out for that. Join us for our game night if you're into miniature wargaming. Wednesday nights if you're into board games. We do Thursday night. We have an array of people. Some people like to play more the party games and the light games. Other people like to play the more meaty, heavier games. So if it's a lot of people, we usually split off into 2 groups to what people's preferences are. And Friday is Warhammer. So if you're a Warhammer fan, come through Friday.
Thursday night's actually, in my opinion, one of my most favorite nights, and it's because the variety of different games. So I've learned how to play some tougher games, and that's not really my wheelhouse. So what was the one Odin's something or other with?
Oh yeah.
You got the boats and the meeples and the barbarians.
Yeah, one of those what do you call those? Worker placement games.
Yeah, worker placement games. They're a lot of fun, and I didn't think I'd like that. But then, just as easily, you get into a Cards Against Humanity situation where you just start talking a little slick. And come on out Thursday nights. I'm telling you, you won't be disappointed. It's good fun.
Secret Hitler.
Oh, dude. Well, that's just ridiculous.
I always tell the truth.
Yeah, so,
Oh yeah, Jacob, what's up, man?
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Thanks
Checking out. Yep. Like, subscribe, follow, tell a friend. Definitely share. We need to get more people on here so we have even more crazy times. And next one, we'll have the bidding up and start bidding on how you want to blow this thing up.
Yep. Until then.
Peace.
Hey.
I don't know how many people we got up to. Because mine's still saying 0, but obviously we had a couple people.